everyone, Sean here with North Florida Saltwater Fishing. Well, it's been a while since I've been able to put a video out. The reason for that is I haven't had a boat. I actually sold the Carolina skiff a couple months ago to my brother. Nothing at all wrong with the boat, love the boat. I'd buy another one tomorrow. Stand behind her 100%. I have some plans for the channel going into 2020, the last part of 2024 and into 2025 and beyond, and those plans involve a bigger boat. So a couple months ago, I got with the people down at Big Boys Play Toys at East Palatka, and I ordered sort of semi-custom a new 2025 Tidewater 220 Adventure. I am pumped. I am super excited. I'll see you on board my new Tidewater 220. Well, here she is. And I have to admit, being without a boat these past couple months has been hard. And admittedly, I'm a bit biased, of course, but I think she turned out beautiful. And by the end of this video, after joining me on this walkthrough, I think you'll agree, she was well worth the wait. First, let's take a brief walk around the exterior of my new Tidewater 220. I really like the clean, classic lines. And when we get back around to the bow, you'll also notice a pronounced Carolina flare. That's going to be very nice for handling the slop during those not so perfect days on the water. While we finish the exterior walk around and before we get into the interior of the boat, I would like to just take a moment and talk about my experience with everyone at Big Boys Play Toys. From start to finish, sales manager Chris Workman, finance manager Miss Melissa, Jason at the parts counter, and Hunter Papour, along with the rest of the crew that rigged my boat, everyone did an outstanding job delivering exactly the boat I envisioned down to the finest detail. This was hands down the most friendly and professional buying experience I've ever had. For instance, just look at this trolling motor mount. The guys at Big Boys Play Toys custom fabricated that mount to support the new Minn Kota Instinct trolling motor. I mean, this trolling motor is a beast. It's heavy. And I believe this mount that they fabricated, I honestly believe you could probably hang an outboard motor off of it. And like I said, they mounted the Minn Kota Instinct trolling motor. It's a 36 volt, 115 pound max thrust with an 87-inch shaft. Cool thing about it, it's self-deploy, meaning I can stand back in the cockpit while I'm fishing, or I get over a spot, I'm looking at my bottom machine, I hit a button, it deploys itself. If the seas pick up a little bit and I need to get a little bit of a deeper bite, it has a remote trim adjustment as well. So I'm real excited to see how this trolling motor performs. And there will be a separate review video on this after I've used it a little bit and kind of get comfortable with it, where I can talk somewhat intelligently about it. All right, well, we'll start this walkthrough at the bow. Here you have your anchor locker with the trolling motor power plug inside the locker itself. Pop-up bow cleat. We're going to stand up on the front platform here, look back where you'll see the Simrad radar dome and all the room to fish in that boat. Man, it's what a great layout. All right, staying up here in the bow, both port and starboard, we have insulated fish boxes, both of which drain overboard. Not into the bilge. That's a huge plus. The port side box here will be my dedicated fish box. Again, you see your drain here that drains overboard. The starboard side I'll use for lines, bumpers, safety gear, that sort of thing. They also come with the friction hinges, not the piston supported hinges. Those pistons constantly wear out and have to be replaced, so another great feature. Here you'll see the pull-out backrests. The boat does come with boat cushions that sit on top of both of the fish lockers. You can pull that bolster out as a backrest if you take people on the boat for a pleasure ride or what have you. 99.9% of the time, that's going to be in the locked position so I can lean against it fighting fish, and those other seat cushions won't be in there. This is, for the most part, a dedicated fishing boat. Okay, well, let's stick our head down inside the center console. What you got back behind this vinyl cover here is both a starter battery and a house battery, along with all the electronics. Here you'll see the three 12-volt batteries for the trolling motor on a battery rack that Big Boys also fabricated for the boat. They installed everything on this boat except the Simrad bottom machine and the stereo. Radar, autopilot, battery charger, trolling motor, everything on this boat they put on here. They rigged it, and they did a fantastic job. Moving to the T-top. Okay, up top here you got a lockable electronics box that contains my Simrad VHF. Big Boys installed that. Super neat, super nice install. To the right of that is a fuse box that is dedicated to the T-top. Here's my center console, the Simrad bottom machine. To the left of the steering wheel is a cordless phone charger. To the right of the throttle, the top box there is the Simrad autopilot. Below that is the Bluetooth stereo system. You have two stainless steel cup holders, and up on the dash you have a Ritchie compass right on the center line. You've got your instrument panel there with all your stainless steel buttons. Got pretty blue lights along the floor, in my cup holders, and underneath the T-top itself. Honest to goodness, didn't know that even came with the boat till after I took delivery. Obviously not something as a fisherman I was looking for, but hey, super cool, and of course I'll turn them on and use them. I think they're cool. Now we're going to walk around and look up on top of the T-top. I've got that center light there, and also my port and starboard navigation lights are up on top of the T-top on either side. I really like that for increased visibility. Again, you see the Simrad radar dome up there. They did a really good job rigging this boat out. I'm really pleased. Coming around to the back part of the T-top, I have my aft spreader lights, both port and starboard. Two speakers underneath the T-top. Got 4 rocket launchers there and 2 kingfish holders. This boat has a total of 6 speakers. The 2 that we just saw up underneath the T-top, 1 each port and starboard, a midship, and 1 each port and starboard on the bow of the boat. And here we have the leaning post. Really good design. It's got a contour to it, so when you lean into it, it kind of cradles your back. Then the seat folds down as well as the armrest for a nice, comfortable ride on those long cruises offshore. And I think that black and white just looks pretty sharp too. Really like it. Down here you got your fold-away footrest. When you're leaning, it's up. You want to sit down and have somewhere to put your feet, it folds down. Here we have tackle storage. You've got a slide-out drawer and 2 removable tackle trays. Super handy for stowing all your gear out of the way. Keeps everything off the floor. And this is my leaning post bait well. Nice deep bait well. 2 stainless steel cup holders. I've also got a rack there for pliers, knives, hanging baits. Come in real handy. Here's the aft live well, big, deep, and round. This will be perfect for pogies. Nowhere for them to run into the corners. Here we have a foldable jump seat, a place for your crew to sit for the trip out and the trip back from the fishing grounds. And then when you're up fishing, it folds neatly out of the way. That way we got plenty of room to fight fish back behind the bait well there. Here you see the battery switch. Two-position battery switch for both one battery or two. This is something Tidewater thought was pretty cool. It's just some padding so that, you know, reels and gaffs and such don't beat up the side of your boat or boat beat up your reels. And it also has a raw water washdown. Okay, let's count rod holders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's not forget 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 rod holders. And ask any fisherman, you can't have enough rod holders. And here you have the pop-up cleats and the bumper cleats. And I'm going to do a little separate presentation of how those work later. Here we have our little swing out door. Makes for easy boarding on and off the boat from the swim platform. Okay, now back at the stern, you'll notice I got recessed trim tabs and that beautiful black 200 horsepower Mercury. You know, once again, another plug for big boys. They also hung that Mercury. Like I said, the only thing Tidewater put on this boat was the bottom machine and the stereo. Everything else on this boat was rigged by Big Boys Play Toys, and again, I couldn't be happier. One more feature that I almost overlooked is, if you guys notice, my tow vehicle, it's a 2020 Ford Ranger. It was a huge bonus not having to step up in the size of my tow vehicle in order to pull this 22-foot boat. This trailer has 4-wheel disc surge brakes, and when I go to stop, I took it from Palatka all the way back to St. Augustine, and anytime I had to stop, it never pushed the vehicle at all. Stopped great. And my little Ranger does a fantastic job towing this boat. So that's a big selling point to anyone that wants one of these boats and doesn't want to have to go to a full-size F-150 or Silverado. You can get her done with a 2020 Ford Ranger. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I appreciate you watching. You'll want to subscribe. Got big plans coming for the channel into 2024, going into 2025. I want you guys to be a part of it. I hope to see you out on the water. Tight lines, screaming drags. See you out there.